What's up, guys? Are you ready? Because we got a brand this is Spurs looking at me. You don't like my reverb? We had to kind of hype it up a little bit. Are you ready? Because we got something brand new to share today. Okay, enough of that. No more reverb. Just had to add to the dramatic effect, right? A little bit of dramatic effect. NWF Productions says nice reverb. Thanks, man. I like playing with this stuff. I like adding new things and kind of messing with it. So that was something I figured out I could do the other day. I've been kind of sitting on it for a while until I figured I had a good time to use it. So now is the time to use it. All right, what's up, guys? We'll get at it in a second here. Brandon Peck, what's up, man? NWF, what's going on, bro? See who else is in here. I think that's it right now. I think that's it. We might have some lurkers, of course, Mrs. Spurs in the chat today. She's home sick today. Kids went back to school, though. They are doing better. So I do appreciate that, guys. Yeah, they're better. They're back in school today. How's the stream today? I think YouTube's finally on the mend, right? Does it look good? Does it sound better? Like, is everything okay? Because I never know with YouTube here lately. Hopefully it's good. This Spur says looks good, sounds good. Mrs. Spur took my my magic concoction, hot water, cayenne pepper. Except she added cinnamon to it too. I don't do cinnamon. So the NSSD 45, yes, we're on the new route, the AGS South, guys. It's the AGS South. Let me get finished getting set up here. We'll get to it. We'll start looking at it. There we go. All right. Did anyone know? Did anyone know this was going to drop? Because I had no clue. I had no clue anything was getting ready to drop. I knew they just dropped the last West Coast route not that long ago. Who made it? I'm honestly not sure. I really I don't know much about the NS at all, period. And I certainly don't know much about this route. I do know a little bit of like one small stretch of it, which is kind of special to me, but yeah, I'm not really sure, guys, but it's the NS AGS South. And we are currently in Norris Yard in Birmingham, Alabama. This is the Norris Yard right here. Looks very, very nice. I don't know if this is compressed, but it looks really good. Nonetheless, it looks really good. You're on the Pittsburgh area routes. Yeah, Norris Yard in Birmingham. This is to the east of Birmingham. This is kind of on the line that goes between Birmingham and Chattanooga out that way. You see, Mrs. Spur probably has seen this yard before because we've probably gone by it around Birmingham before. Probably have. We've probably been around it at least at some point. Back in the day, right? Yeah, back in the day. So yeah, big hump yard, Norris Yard. I guess it's still around, right? I don't know if this is one of the ones that they ripped out. Like I said, I don't know a whole lot about NS, but I do know Norris Yard. I have been up here before. There was a place when I worked for the railroad. There was a place up here on the west end of the yard that I went up here with some other crews, and I think we ate somewhere up here. Yeah, I want to say there was something up here that we someplace that we ate at that was like right at the throat of the yard. Maybe I've completely lost my mind, but looks good, right? Yeah, it looks good. Absolutely, it looks good. I love the grade separation here is really cool. So there's a few things that go on at Norris that I can think of off the top of my head. Like you got the line from Chattanooga coming in. You've got a way that they can go around towards Columbus and down that way. And then you got the AGS line that goes out towards Atlanta that way. So I'm not exactly sure what is what. I do know this is the Chattanooga line. We're just going to kind of fly through it right now and look at it, guys. It just kind of figure out what's going on. If you look at it, like this is, from what I've seen of it on Google Earth, this is pretty dead on. It really just is. Like, this is really impressive, guys. This is, I guess this is the departure yard over here. Right, the departure yard. We got the bowl there. Some kind of little local yard there. And then this route, this is going to go on up towards Chattanooga, Tennessee. This is the other end. Some nice looking signals here, like some NS style signals, right? Looks pretty good. Fun fact, Spur and I will be married 22 years in 3 days. That is right. That is absolutely right. So back in the day was really back in the day. That is true. Yes, back in the day was a long back in the day was a long time ago. All right, so yeah, here's the bowl, the hump. Got some retarders up here. Nice looking retarders. Yeah, I don't know how big of a yard this is. I know it's a decent sized yard for NS. I like the guardrails are nice. Nice touch there. WF says, congrats on being married 22 years. Yes, it's been 22 amazing years. I would not be able to do this if it wasn't for Mrs. Spur. Like, she's been absolutely my biggest fan and supporter doing this. All the times that I've been like, yeah, you know what, I think I'm gonna cut back on doing it, and she's like, no, you need to keep doing it because you enjoy it. So nice. Okay, let's go here to the west end of the yard. Check it out here a little bit. We may run it for a bit. So this is I I think this is like the old Central of Georgia route. Out of Columbus. It's really weird how it how it enters Birmingham, because it's like multiple different railroads that were kind of combined into one, you know, as far as the NS. So that's why you've got different routes, different roadbeds, you know, multiple roadbeds going in. So this is leading you into Birmingham. This is going to be come up to a place that I remember is called the Puzzle Switches or something like that. It used to have a yard tower up here. I'm trying to think exactly where that spot's at. Oh man, it looks nice. Look at Birmingham in the distance there, guys. The Birmingham skyline. That is something that I am very, very familiar with. What's up, Hoosier? How you doing, man? Good afternoon, bro. Good to see you. Looks like they got a yard transfer coming out of East Thomas. That's cool. This is the yard transfer out of East Thomas in Birmingham. So it would be over there towards where Legion Field was at in Birmingham, just on the other side of downtown Birmingham. Used to go up there a lot. I never went to the NS. I never had any reason to go over there. We didn't do anything over there. I'm not even sure like how they did transfers and stuff like that. David, what's going on? New stuff dropped for the Hitman game. Really? They're still doing stuff for that. Hoosier's just now waking up. Man, Hoosier had a late day. That's all right though. I'm glad you're here, Hoosier. Andrew, what's up? Scenery looks great, right? Yeah, it does look good, right? It really just does. That's Sloss Furnace there. Like, I'm seeing places that I recognize. So for those of you that are new to the channel or new to me, I did work in and out of Birmingham like 20 years ago for CSX. So some of these places I kind of recognize. Like, this is 32nd. This is the 32nd Street line, right? Yeah. Yeah, this is the 32nd. They used to have a yard back in here too. I think their yard was like right back in here. It was a stub-in yard. So the 32nd Street guys for CSX, before that was sold off, this would have been what was left of the route that went to Atlanta and out that way. And also they went up to Gadsden. They went to Gadsden. So that was what we call them, the 32nd Street guys. They had a very small pool over here, extra board. They were what was left over of the original line to Atlanta before it got ripped up back in the 80s. This would be the puzzle switches right here. I think this is a puzzle. Like, I think the tower was down here somewhere. That little tower. It wasn't like a tower like in a traditional sense, like a multi-story tower. It was like a little building, like a ground level building. David says, I call it the Amtrak Pepsi can unit on Saturday. Nice. Maverick, what's up, dude? How you doing, man? Sneak peek on the new NS route that dropped for Run 8. I don't think really anyone was expecting this. So we're going into Birmingham here. Like I said, that's Sloss Furnace over there. I think it's a museum now, right? Like, they used to have a thing where you could go up there on Halloween. They turned it into like a haunted house. I've never been to it, but this is 27th Street, so this would be the CSX line. This would be the SNNA South going into Boyles. I'm not sure how far. I've been through here many, many, many times over the few years that I did it. Let's see how far up does it go. I think that signal back there, was that East Birmingham? I'm trying to remember what like some of these were called. I don't expect there to be too much up here. Yeah. Yeah, they did. They just got a little bit up there. Nice. Check the new bells. Railroader got some cool as Frisco SP and even diesel bells. Yeah, a few people have mentioned that. They mentioned it in the live stream yesterday. I haven't had a chance to look at it. I did go over to Nexus Mods and looked at a few things, but I haven't had a chance to download it. I wasn't logged in, and I can't remember when I log in to Nexus, so I got to like re-figure that out. All right, so let's go back around. This is CSX on the right, NS on the left. This is going right through downtown Birmingham. Oh, they even got the searchlights here. That's cool. Yeah, we had searchlights here. Pretty much like that as far as I can remember, yeah. I remember this one was really hard to read. Like sometimes you get an approach on it and it was hard to tell because it looked like a red. Elevated track, just like the real thing. Been through here many times. Used to be like apartments, like little apartments here. This is way cool. They got the bridges over the tracks. So far, they've done an amazing job, guys. Like, I'm thoroughly impressed. Run 8 has an NS route now. They do. They have a true like NS route. Okay, they got horseshoe curve, right? This is a Conrail holdover, but this is like a true NS route. This is the AGS South. So we're going right smack through the middle of downtown Birmingham by the Amtrak station here. Dead on. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it, guys. They had an industry up here that they worked. I remember seeing the yard job come out of Birmingham, and there was something up here. There was something up here they did with tank cars. I can't remember what, because there's a bakery right here on the other side of the tracks. I don't think they had the industry here. It doesn't look like it, unless I'm really, really fuzzy on how that was over here. I wonder if they're going to run the Jessup sub out west to connect to this one. So, yeah, all right. So right now, the Fitzgerald goes up to Manchester, right? And then from Manchester to Birmingham, it would be the Lineville sub. So they would only need about 200 more miles to get up here. And then, so this would be connected to the Fitzgerald and all that, right? Maverick's waiting on a Canadian route now, dude. I don't know about Canadian routes for Run 8. I really don't. Never say never, but I haven't heard anything. And then again, I didn't know this was going to drop too. So pretty nice. Yes, pretty nice. So this is 13th Street right here. So you come down through here on CSX, and we would cross the NS, and then this is where we would start heading towards Montgomery and Manchester. Go down to a place called Parkwood, and the tracks would split off. One set of tracks would go, actually the tracks to the left would go to Montgomery, and the tracks to the right would go to Manchester. So pretty cool. Signal a little bit different than what I remember back in the day. Of course, this looks like it's more like modern times. There's our 13th Street signal. It used to be just a mast mounted signal over here. And this track, it was like it wasn't really like truly bi-directional. So this track was a signal track, and if you went up on the left-hand track, it was dwarf signals, and you can only get into slow approach. Like it was like slow approach after slow approach after slow approach the whole way. So this is after they upgraded things. Of course, they don't have this. This little yard right here is called South Alice. This is where we kept. I say we, like it was my railroad. But they kept coal trains here. Usually, that's the only thing I ever remember really seeing sit there was coal train. They would have coal trains sitting there for Wilsonville. I know someone is working on CSX to Savannah, and he wants to go to Tampa after that. That would be High Rail. That would be High Rail Simulations that did the fits and the A-line and all that stuff, Waycross, all that stuff. He's got a lot of plans as far as what he wants to do with that. All right, so this is pretty cool. This is the CSX. So it looks like this takes you on out to towards Meridian, right? Like I said, I'm not very familiar with the NSI. I do know this is the old this is cool because they got the old Elyton sub in. So way back in the day, this was the Atlantic Coastline route into Birmingham from the south. Before they had trackage rights on the L&N, before they could come up this way, they had their own route in, and this was called the Elyton sub. And it went it went down to Parkwood, Alabama, that way. So they got the Elyton sub. They got the scrapyard here. Yeah, this was here. I remember that. I remember that being here. How far they? Okay, they stopped the Elyton sub. Yeah, it didn't go too far out there. I don't, well, actually, I think it did. It did go for a ways. It went towards Bessemer. Yeah, let me catch up with chat real quick. don't know your Joe says, I don't know my Southeast routes and subdivision names. That's fine, dude. We'll all learn together. I don't know much about NS, so you guys probably have to tell me something about it. Andrew Rybeck says Kingsville sub is great, but I think you mean Kingsville sub? Are you talking about Kingsville sub or not Kingsville? What is it? It goes up to Georgia. Kingsville. Yeah, it's not King. What is that called? The old S line that went out of. I know what you're talking about. I know the one you're talking about. The one that went out of Jacksonville, the old S line before they ripped it out. A few weeks back, I got a video on my channel. Oddly enough, all the UP trains I captured had aces leading friendly crews. Nice. Hope they make a more scenic BNSF route, something like the old MRL or Mirage Pass. Yeah, I would like to see Mirage Pass. I think that would be a cool one. Kind of a throwback to the Microsoft Train Simulator days, right? How many of you guys ran that one? Albano, what's up, man? Doing good, man. Who did what? Sorry, I missed. Who made a comment? What did you say? Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to go back through the chat here because it's kind of moved pretty fast on me here. Kayla says, mornings listening while unload pallets at work, having a great time. Thanks. I'm curious if you know if Run 8 has any plans to release any routes in Pacific Northwest like Seattle. I don't know. Like I said, I wasn't expecting this one, so I really don't know. Rick Donner says, you ever played on Mateo server? No, I have not. I haven't done much multiplayer. Dale, what's up, man? How you doing? It's good to see you in here. Sorry, chat's just like going crazy. Yeah, something more scenic than the desert. I would agree with that. Something out west, more scenic would be nice. That's why I like Central California so much. We still gotta check that route out too. Just hadn't had a chance to. Is it me or did the trees get improved a little bit? It looks like they are. Yeah, it looks like it's more at least it has a little bit more of a three-dimensional effect to it, or at least like maybe the lighting's changed. Yeah, I think it's a little bit more crisp, like the textures, maybe. I'm assuming random person won't see Toronto to Montreal. Dale says Bayview Junction. Oh, he's talking about seeing Kingston sub as Canadian route. Okay, I got you. I was thinking there's another one. There's some kind of King sub that runs out of Jacksonville off the A line up there. Darren, what's up? How you doing, man? The OG channel member right there. The first of the first. Sam says, I just bought it. Can't wait to try it. Random says, I'm buying it too. Yeah, we're going to get to it in a minute. We'll look at it some more here. So what power does the NS route come with? I don't think it comes with any power. I think it's purely just a route. Like, just a route that you get. We don't know what's Road 8 is going on. They just drop. Yeah, they just drop stuff, right? It's like Christmas. It's just a complete and total surprise. You have no clue until you see it. Hoosier says better. Yeah, I think the textures may be upgraded a little bit. It looks like the clarity of the textures maybe increased. It's hard for me. You know, I see stuff and I kind of get it in my mind. I'm like, hey, that looks different. And then you start questioning everything, right? Like, is all that different? Is everything different? So it's hard to say. It looks like there's been some improvements, so. Is the family feeling any better today? Yes, Hoosier, they are. Absolutely. Thank you. Yeah, all my kids went back to school today. They're all in school today. They're feeling better. Plus, they had semester exams too, so I think they were a little bit motivated to like go do that, right? Even if they were still a little under the weather, they didn't want to make up semester exams. I don't blame them. Look at there, Darren dropping the new Spur custom emoji. Made that. That's all me right there. The let's go emoji. Jeff just woke up, grinding on a Division 2 with a buddy. Kingsland, yes, NWS. So Spur, you thinking of a subdivision that runs out of Jacksonville to Kingsland. Yes, to Kingsland sub. That was when they said King something, then that's automatically the one that popped in my mind. So yeah, route. This is where we're getting into like uncharted territory on the route, because this is running out of Birmingham towards Meridian, Mississippi. Let's shift F8 it. Let's see if it gives us any idea of like where we're at. No, it does not. Unfortunately. I think we just had someone else just join the members club, right? Let me check Streamlabs here, see what it says. Mrs. Spur joined the members club. Nice. Thanks, Mrs. Spur. I appreciate that. She's an official. She is an official member now. She gets all the emojis, and now I get to do more emojis for you guys too. I've already been working on some. Andrew Ryback, what's up, man? Thanks so much, dude. I appreciate it. Another member there. We got two more members to the elite members club. I didn't know what else to call it other than the members club, so it's pretty there's his OG number 2. No, Mrs. Spur is actually OG number 3. There's another person that I haven't seen in the chat yet that actually became a member right after you did, Darren. So Darren is the OG of OGs. He's the first of the first. The only thing is the signals up here aren't labeled. I don't know what to call these. I guess call them milepost 146. Maybe they have a name to them. Oh, we're rocking some heavy metal now. I don't know if I'm feeling that right yet, guys. Like we need to take it down a notch. That's too much. It's too aggressive. It's too aggressive. We don't need that. I do have some metal, but that's too aggressive for me. Let's go to the other stream playlist. Here we go. I feel like we're on a runaway train when we're listening to the metal. Here we go. Sweet. All right. Get back at it. Okay. And we are live on X too. We're on X as well. X just kind of does its own thing over there. I don't mess with X. I just throw it up there. Mrs. Spurs, OG number 3, she's going to get you. Darren's offering up number 1 to Mrs. Spur. She appreciates it, but yeah. She's good with number 3. She's okay. I like the detail here. The water, the standing water in the drainage ditch here. Like this is some nice, that's the cool thing about Run 8 is the detail. You see the detail just goes up as time goes by. It's a nice little area. I just wish the streets were labeled. I wish the streets, that's not that huge of a deal, right? But I like having labeled streets because it gives me an idea, like being someone that is completely foreign to this route, I need all the help I can get. And like streets kind of help you flesh it out just a little bit, right? Like, what do you guys think? Yes, Andrew did become a member. Absolutely. Thank you, Andrew. I appreciate it, man. Really do. You guys are awesome. Our members, we're growing. We're growing. The elite members club. Okay, let's keep going down the route a little bit. So it's going to be double track 4 ways, and then it goes into single track, I think. We'll look at the dispatcher's board in a bit here. This person says, we're the best of the best of the best, sir. She throws that back all the time from Men in Black. He's like, that dude's really excited, and he has no clue why. He's like, we're the best of the best of the best, sir. Yeah, I love the vegetation and buildings and waters and such. Yeah, it looks really nice. They've done an awesome job. Uh-oh, they've had a car wreck out here. Nice. Someone's bugs done got... Looks like they got T-boned. I wonder if this lights up at night. Got the JB Hunt trailer over here in the chain link fence. That's another night. Oh, they even got the scrap metal on top of that. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Spare tire in here. Another nice little detail, right? Mrs. Spur done dropped the Rescue 1 emoji in the chat. Rescue 1, right? All right, let's keep going. See what else we got here. We're down to Powderly. I've heard of Powderly. So now we're going towards Bessemer, which is kind of like the southwest side outskirts of Birmingham, right? Let's keep going. We could very well see the Elyton sub come back in. I don't know if they modeled it back in, but at some point the Elyton sub came in and it crossed the NS down at Bessemer. So that was Atlantic Coastline pre-CSX, the original route into Birmingham. I kind of wish they kept the Elyton sub because that would have eliminated the level crossing at 13th Street with the NS, which actually became a headache later on. Nice bridge here. I have no clue. Just a bridge. Okay, it's just a bridge. All right. So it's like a highway bridge or something. Nice details here with the railroad crossing decals, right? Hear me out, guys. Run 8 Powder River Basin. I would be about that. I really would. I think the Powder River would be a good one. And not like, it's just grassland, right? It's like the desert except grass. It's a desert of grass. Like there's not any trees out there, right? Or very, very few. Like no trees, no bushes. It's just grass. I just noticed all these signals are approach lit. That's cool. That's another nice detail, right? Approach lit. Brian says, hey Spur, if you need assistance with learning stuff on AGS, reach out to Brian H on Discord. I ran AGS from Norris to Burstall over the last 2 years. Nice. That's cool, dude. Yeah, I don't know anything about this route. If I run this route, it is going to be big time by the seat of my pants. I will not know the territory whatsoever. But so far, I'm thoroughly impressed. Got a nice guardrail details here. Little country road here on the outskirts of Birmingham. The Magic City. User said, I used to listen to a lot of Slayer, Pantera, and Suicidal Tendencies when you were trucking. I bet it kept you awake, right? There wasn't no dozing off with that. I didn't. I like Pantera. I like Pantera a lot. Slayer and Suicidal Tendencies a little bit, but Pantera was my thing. I definitely like Pantera. Time to swap keyboards. The shift key is crapping out on you. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, I spilled milk on my keyboard a while back. I didn't think it was ever going to get back right. I had to pour alcohol in it, like rinse it out. I had to pour alcohol in it and then like stand it up in the kitchen on the counter and let it drain all out. Then we would need BN SD70 MACs. Yes, were those called the executive or were they called the Grinstein or Grinstein scheme or whatever? Those are cool. I love that scheme on the SD70 MACs. Those BN units look really, really good. Speaking of Bessemer, I saw a Bessemer SD38 at Taschereau Yard in Montreal. I probably butchered that. It looks like they're putting RCL equipment in there. That's cool. Yeah, I probably butchered that name. I probably did. What's wrong with you? I probably completely butchered that. Mechanical keyboards are the bomb. Yeah, I might need to do a mechanical sometime. Brian says he's based out of Selma for about 6 months over the last 2 years with us on our travel team. Love the entire line. That's cool. Yeah, I really don't know much about NS. I worked with an engineer that was from the NS. He was a trainman on NS. He came to CSX in the 90s and became an engineer. He was one of like my all-time favorite engineer I ever worked with. Just a good guy, just a good-natured dude. Always had a blast with him. And I couldn't have asked. Like, he was my very first engineer that I worked with the first trip I marked up. And I couldn't have asked for a better engineer for that experience. Like, it was absolutely awesome. This person says, don't forget to smash the like. Yes, hit the like if you don't mind. It absolutely helps. Helps let YouTube know that Spur's okay. Andrew says, executive. Yes, Andrew, thanks for the membership. Dude, I really appreciate that. Executive paint scheme. Executive or Grinstein. Are those the same? Like, that's just two different names for the same scheme, right? Green and cream units. What's up, Pacific? I don't know if I shouted you out earlier, but if I didn't, welcome. Hoosier said he's getting back into Stevie Ray Vaughan lately. I haven't really listened to much of anything here lately. I go like in rounds, right? Like, I listen to Tool a lot, and a lot of alternative from the 90s, you know, Pantera, heavy, of course, Metallica, stuff like that. It changes a lot, right? Nothing like working with a good hogger. You're absolutely right. It can make the worst of the trip just absolutely amazing, Maverick. It really can. Mrs. Spur says, Spurs, I. Mrs. Spur's channeling her inner Nick Saban. He never says, I don't think Nick Saban ever said all right in one time. It's always I. CB&Q Gold. No, I have not looked at that. I got to do that. I've got to look that thing up. In silver and red, right? You guys are going to make sure I look that up. Maybe I need to make myself a note. All the guys I was telling me were amazing. Miss working with them so much since I'm back at home in Savannah. If they put the 3B on the route, that would be incredible. We'll give a chlorine plant for unit trains and unit steel slab trains. Grinstein and executive are the same. Okay. That's the cool thing about the NS is you used to see like a lot of, I remember seeing a lot of UP power on the NS in Birmingham, Kansas City Southern. Saw a ton of KCS stuff on it, and some BNSF stuff. Like, those were all things that you could see that a lot more than you did on the CSX side. East Alabama, what's up, man? I haven't seen you in a while. I hope you're doing good. TV sucks, so music keeps me going. Yeah, Hoosier, I don't hardly watch TV either, dude. I very seldom watch anything on TV. Like, nothing appeals to me nowadays to watch. I just don't watch it. Okay, so we're heading on south towards Bessemer. This is when you're getting into... Okay, here's that... this is like the CSX ramp that they did over there in Bessemer, right? They did some kind of ramp over there after I left the railroad. This is like... Oh, this is cool. Is Boxcar off in the weeds here? Yeah, I was looking at the vegetation. It looks like it's cruciform, but the lighting's different. I think the textures are upgraded and the lighting, like, they light differently. I think something's changed with the lighting. So yeah, this would be the CSX ramp over there. I'm almost certain. That's the CSX pig ramp, right? Yeah, that's new. That wasn't there when I worked. That was all like uncharted territory over there. So I'm wondering if this is what's left of the old Elyton sub. Okay, CSX Birmingham Mineral. It's this right here. Okay, this is what's left over from the old Elyton sub that ran into Birmingham on CSX. That was the south end of that sub was taken out like in the late 80s, maybe early to mid 90s. It wasn't there when I worked. It was long gone. We get into the Birmingham Mineral sub. I wonder, does this take you all the way out to Magella? From, what do we call that? From Magella? I think we called it Magella. It's not scenic, but I kind of wonder. This should come up on the SNNA South. On CSX. Let's follow it and see. I'm curious to see if it does. They've got a lot of it. This is also how the KCS came in from Brookwood. Like from Tuscaloosa, the Z-Man, the Z776. I will always remember that train to this day because I got screwed over so many times by the Z-Man. The Z-Man would come into town from Tuscaloosa and he would, I don't know if they started in Meridian or where, but every time they rolled up into Birmingham, they were almost dead. Yeah, it does. It goes to Magella. Okay. Yeah, sure does. Cool. They would roll into town and they would almost be dead. Like they would be short on time every time they came into Boyles. They would be running short on time. And so they would basically stop the entire yard. No one would do anything. You would just sit while Z-Man rolls up in there and drops his cars off and picks his cut up and then gets out of town. Because what CSX wanted them to do, they wanted Z-Man to get off their railroad as fast as they could for him to go dead. In other words, they didn't want Z-Man to go dead on CSX. So they would get him in there and out super fast, and then he could go dead somewhere down towards Tuscaloosa. So I sat, like, I remember sitting I think I sat more for the Z-Man doing nothing than I did Amtrak. Like, really, like, Z-Man would mess your night up. He always rolled up into town late at night. That's supposed to go to Magella, right? Yeah, they got it. Maybe one of these days they'll finish Scenicking that. That's cool that they've got it, though. So this is how some of the coal trains came up, too, from the Jim Walter mines for CSX. The 311 and Tool. Maynard James Keenan is from Scottsville, Michigan, about 15 miles from where you live. Well, that's cool. Bessemer ramp looks good. Yeah, that's a nice little addition there. Nice detail. A lot more trees block it from the AGS in real life, though. And WF just realized the stream's got 58 viewers. Wow, that is awesome, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you. Absolutely. I've tied down plenty of trains that bridge right there in my Selma days. Was that like a common spot? Y'all went dead? Supposed to be Magella. That's how it was for us out of Sheffield going to Chattanooga across the CSX. Is that a place that would always get you? I went dead at 13th Street many a time. Like, for a long time, that's as far as we went. You never saw the yard. You went dead at 13th Street, Green Springs Road. It's another place. That was like the holdout for the yard. You couldn't go by Green Springs Road unless the mainline yardmaster told you could. What else out there? Parkwood was another spot that we went dead at a lot. Like, they would get you up there in yard territory and then they'd let you go dead. East Alabama says, I'm going to be playing Run 8 a lot now. That's awesome. You're on the extra board. You're on the board out of Talladega, right? Real life. Like, we got some real life railroaders in here, guys, which is really super cool. There's a lot of real life railroaders that play Run 8. It's honestly, it's kind of mind boggling. Way more real life railroaders play Run 8 than they do Train Sim World. That's for damn sure. Since you're not an engineer yet, you still like to run. I can't help but think that would help carry over a little bit to real life too. Like, I know it's not real life. There's a feel and a touch that you get that's not recreated in any game, but at least like the basic concepts of it, it's gotta help. Matt, what's up, man? Yeah, this is the AGS South. This is a new Run 8 route that just dropped today. And they were kind enough to send it to me. And yeah, I had no clue. I had no clue this was dropping. Like I say, I knew the Modesto route had just dropped not that long ago, but this is the AGS South out of Birmingham. I don't know how far south it goes. It goes towards like Meridian, Mississippi. It's kind of like their racetrack, right? Like, they had a lot of intermodals that ran out of New Orleans. Like, this would take you on to New Orleans. It would take you to Meridian. They had the connection in Meridian with the KCS, and that like funneled in traffic from Dallas Fort Worth. I think they had some pretty hot KCS trains that ran out of Fort Worth or Dallas DFW, right? Let's just say DFW. Kirkwood says the new route be released. Yes, this is a new route that was released. It is just released. Brian says, leave Norris. If you had a bunch of northbound trains from Selma, you'd wait right here at the signal for a while until it was your turn to go south on the 3B. Andrew says TSW is boring, right? Right? Yeah, I don't get too much into that. They're all different games. A lot of people like Train Sim World. I don't have a problem with it. You know, they're all completely different games. This is better, yeah. It's a better sim. Run 8 is better sim. It's definitely way more realistic. It absolutely is. It's the closest thing to what I remember experiencing compared to anything else. And WF says TSW is pure shit. Sorry if that wasn't nice. You should tell us how you really feel in it. NWF. Truckin', what's up, man? How you doing? We're checking out the AGS South for Run 8. Can't wait to see Tuscaloosa in here. That would be cool. There's a lot of options going this way, that's for sure. You're getting down towards Tuscaloosa. You got the KCS in the mix, Meridian. You got a lot of options going that way. Did they do Boyles? No. I'll go back up there and show you in a minute. East Alabama. They got 27th Street. Or downtown is like spot on. Downtown is spot on. Renex is nice. Good old Run 8. Yes. New route. There, John Greenstone, El Programadero himself in the chat says various sims have their purpose and niches. Run 8 is still the best, of course, right? Absolutely. They all have their niches. Like they're all fine. Like some people really get into that whole argument, which one is the best. I mean, if you want to play all of them, absolutely you can. It won't hurt. If you don't, that's fine too. I just like playing games and having fun. That's all it comes down to, right? Enjoying. Do you think they'll add my route here in central Alabama? So you work Birmingham to Columbus, right? You're over there. Are you on that route? Or are you on the one that goes to Anniston out of what is, I don't even know that one. It goes through Wilsonville, Redneck, right? Which one is it? This versus John. I was just bragging on your work a bit. On the website, it says this is phase 1, meaning they definitely plan on expanding. Well, that's awesome then. Look at, like, that's a nice view right there, right? Like, look at that. The little tree-covered hill in the background there, that looks really nice. I dig it. So you famous, you got John Greenstone, the dev in here, the man himself. The man himself that's made all this happen. And I want to get Run 8 and just run a local and multiplayer with my buddies. It's fun. I've done some multiplayer stuff. I haven't done it recently, but yeah, it would be a blast, especially with people that were really, I mean, anyone, honestly. Like, you don't have to be familiar with. I was going to say people are really familiar, like you could actually work like a real crew in game, but you know what? It's always fun, no matter what. As a rookie at Train Sims, I agree TSW sucks. I couldn't get past a month of playing before it became boring. That's the thing. I almost got Train Sim World the other day because I wanted to do the commuter stuff like down in LA. And I got to thinking about it and I was like, how much am I actually going to wind up playing this? I might run it like once or twice and then be done with it. Like literally be done with it. You know, it's such an incredibly linear game as far as like what you can do, you know? I guess this route is 20 bucks. What is this dropping for? I'm not sure off the top of my head. Maybe someone can drop it in chat. What is going forward? CG went southeast out of Birmingham, Central Georgia. Yes. That was the NS engineer that I worked with that saw the light and came to CSX. He was the Central Georgia guy. And he got tired of it and went to CSX, went to engine service. You leave from Sylacauga to Birmingham. It's got the golden arcs, right? I almost wanted to say it said McDowell's. Who remembers McDowell's? It's like they got the golden arches, we got the golden arcs. That would have been hilarious. Spur picked up on that, the golden arc. So we're getting into Bessemer here. Remembers McDowell's. How many miles is this? I'm really not sure. Darren knows. He said coming to America. Yes. McDowell's. So we're in Bessemer now. This is Bessemer, guys. So you remember me talking about the Elyton sub, the old CSX route into Birmingham. This is where they crossed right here. In fact, the bridge was still there, right? I don't know if it's still there now, but it was still there when I worked. I do know that. It was elevated. It was elevated a long way. So they got the rail to trail project there, but oh man, nice 7-Eleven too. But it crossed over, and then this is the part where they ripped it out, which is 1000% dead on. Like, they left the retaining wall, but they took out all the dirt and fill and made a parking lot. So you had this big corner of a wall right here where the bridge connected to it. If you're familiar with Bessemer, you would know that spot. Absolutely, you would know that. And then this is the elevated spot. This is where the old Elyton sub would come down through here, and then eventually it went through town that way. Made its way into Birmingham. So that's really cool. All right, so through Bessemer here. Got another detector back there. Yeah, I wish the signals were labeled though. That's the only thing. I guess these are, right? Burst saw. I guess that's what you would call these here. Like I said, I'm big on labels because it helps someone that doesn't know jack squat about anything. Like, it kind of helps flesh it out for me a little bit. The streets and the signals and stuff. I don't know how you guys feel, but it helps me. It helps place me in the world. You know what I'm saying? The 901, what's up, dude? How you doing? Route is $40. Okay, $40. This Spur checked on. It says $40. 85 miles. It's 85 miles, so not quite 100. There it says, I am that old. Well, you're in the same club. Well, I mean, you are in the members club. You're in the same club as me, dude. I love Coming to America. This is a good movie. Bryce says, I'm actually a CG employee out of Savannah. Long live Central Georgia and Savannah and Atlanta. Right? Yeah, it's a cool thing about railroads. Like, you don't think about that nowadays, but there's still holdovers from like the past. Like, I was a coastline guy. Even though I worked for CSX, I was hired out as a seaboard coastline guy or coastline guy. Just like the guys in Birmingham were L&N guys. We had A and WP guys. Like, you know, I talked before about working a yard job where we had a mixed crew where like the engineer. Let's see. No, the conductor or footboard yard master was A and WP, but the engineer and brakeman or switchman was coastline. And then it flip-flopped every 6 months. It would flip-flop positions. It was just something they did with the agreement somehow. Or I worked a yard job at the paper mill, and so the night job was coastline, which was CSX. The day job was the southern guys from NS, and the relief job was the Central Georgia guys from the NS too. So that was pretty cool that it was all different like crews that worked it. East Alabama says the bridge is still there in Bessemer. That's nice. Brian says AGS goes to Meridian, and then the NO and NE goes south out of there down to New Orleans. Yeah, that's, like I said, that's getting into territory I don't know anything about. The bridge is still there. Brian says the bridge is still there now too. Shrubs are grown like the game has it. That is so cool. We got so many real life railroaders in here. We got a guy from BNSF that jumps in from time to time too. Redneck says he's very familiar with that location. There's his accurate with the old bridge. Yeah, it absolutely is. Winston says he's very aware of it. Yeah, anyone that knows, anyone that's familiar with that area knows that bridge. He says, I need to grab this right quick, but I won't be lazy today. Brian says, personally, I want John Greenstone to do the 3B with the hills it has. That a pretty hilly route. It's pretty rugged. It's pretty rugged down towards like I was going to say Talladega. It's rugged over Talladega too, but like Western Alabama is like really rugged terrain, especially like Tuscaloosa and west of Birmingham, and then up towards like Tupelo. Spur, I can get you a signal sheet I have for AGS from Norris to Burstall, since that's the only areas I ran. Yeah, dude, that would be absolutely awesome. I would love to see that. Says I actually had very little to do with this project. A few of the guys put it together over the last few years. This person says, don't forget to smash that like and sub if you're enjoying. Absolutely. Technically, the CFG still exists. It's on a long-term lease to NS. I did not know that. I didn't know that it's still its own lease. Man, that's been like decades and decades, right? Bill says, much about seeing guys here. Also, absolutely. Absolutely. Maverick hops in here all the time. He works from CN. This person said they did an excellent job. That yard took a lot of work. Yeah, that track laying's no joke. So the line kind of splits right here. Is this like, this is what I don't know. Okay, it's going off. It looks like maybe into an unscenic area. So this is something different. I don't know what this route is right here, guys. I'm not sure. Maybe Brian can chime in on. You just got on, NWS says, I just got on Google Maps to look at the bridge. It looks so cool with the wall. Yeah, it's dead on, dude. Like, it's dead on how they kind of like hollowed it out and just left the retaining wall there with the bridge. There says, John Greenstones looks great. It'll be on my purchase list. Yeah, I don't think you could go wrong with this. I can't wait to study up. I'm going to brush up on my NS, guys. Y'all want to help teach me NS stuff because I don't know much about it. I just know the engineer that I used to work with from NS. He used to call him Nazi Southern. He used to rag on him all the time. Call him Nazi Southern. They were pretty strict. In other words, I don't know, Brian. Maybe you could, like, some of you guys might could chime in on that, but I've heard, at least back in the day, they were really strict. Like their restricted speed, like ours said, what, something short of to stop within half the range of vision, stop short of an obstruction or a train or whatever. And I think the NS said broke rail, right? Like stop short of a broke rail. Maybe they changed it, but I want to say that my engineer from NS told me that they would put tape on the rail to simulate like a broke rail when they banner tested you, and you would have to be able to stop short of that tape. Like maybe that's a railroader's tale, you know, because you know how railroaders gossip like a bunch of old ladies. So, you know, we were bad about that. Do what? Miss Spur said, I just offended 90% of my audience because I said my engineer used to call NS Nazi Southern. I'm sure they probably agree with that, right? It's all in fun. It's all in fun. NS guys used to call this crash, spill, explode, so. An A line towards Sheffield is full of hills and has a lot of twists and turns. It was made, the link is so the government would pay it back in the day. Really? John says he like Run 8 to have a Schnabel and depressed center flat cars. That would be cool. This is the 3B. Okay, this is that was the 3B back here. Where does the 3B go now? Where does that run to? Is that how you could eventually work your way back around to Anniston, like through Wilsonville or that way? Or am I completely wrong? Because Maverick says, I am going to be a former CN soon. Did you get the job, dude? Are you going to a short line or you still don't know? I hope that works out for you, man. Jeff says, it looks awesome. I definitely need to get a Run 8 more. This person says, Maverick, career change or employer? He's going to a short line. He just applied to a short line. I remember that. That's the 3B north. It peels to left. I can't see the train to spawn. We'll get a train in a minute if we can. We're just kind of going through it. His chat is just like rolling. Well, I work for NS, but we'll teach you, right? AGS say straight. East Alabama says, I mean, I call the NS that too, right? Oh, gossiping old ladies. Oh, they know that. Any railroader knows that we gossip like no tomorrow and tell stories and tales and stuff like that. That's why, like, a lot of stuff that you hear in railroad lore, you have to take with a grain of salt, right? Because you don't, like, it may not necessarily be, or it may be highly embellished, right? We have heard the NS comment for no offense taken, right? Brian says NS employees call NS that too. I knew my engineer wouldn't steer me. He wouldn't steer me wrong on that. Says I concur with that description, right? 3B goes to Birmingham. Okay. Could you imagine if Swift got into running trains? They'd be truck drivers. Bad enough. Yeah, we don't need Swift going into railroading. At Games and Trains, what's up, man? He says 3B goes to Mobile. Can't spell express is what you call CSX. That's another good one. I haven't heard that one actually. Hoosier says, hope get the job, Maverick. Yes, we're going to root on Maverick so he can be released from the class 1 and go to short line. It'll be like Gandalf in Lord of the Rings. I release you. So the thing I can say about NSA should really adopt the chant as their motto, we're on the ground. So the 3B goes to Selma for a crew change. Okay, I'm gonna have to, like, I can't even picture this stuff in my mind, like, map wise. Like, I don't like CSX lines. I know I can think of CSX lines all over the southeast, and I kind of know roughly where they go. But the NS, I'm like, I don't know. You can turn at Wilton and go to Anniston. Okay, so that's the line that went up through Wilsonville and that way by the power plant and up that way. All right, so sorry my comments are delayed about a minute behind the video because it keeps buffering. Yeah, look, it's good on my end, dude. I've been having trouble with it last week. YouTube was acting up, but we're good today. Absolutely. Truckers aren't any better when it comes to gossip. You had CB radios. Oh yeah, there's all kind of good stuff on the CB. That's for sure. I miss CBs. I used to have a CB in my pickup truck. No one talks on them anymore. Like, no one uses CBs anymore, right? Like, no one. Crash, shatter, explode. Darren says, I've been having buffering on YouTube too. Good to know, not just me. Yeah, YouTube was really acting up for me last week. It seems to be better this week, but I think there was either there's an issue with YouTube or something between me and the ingest server that was causing problems. But like, my internet's rock solid. I get like a steady gig up, gig down. BNSF stands for better not start a family. That pretty much, that could apply to a lot of railroads. Business Spurs dropping the Spur original emojis. I made those. I got some more I'm working on too, guys. As we get more members, we can add more emojis. CPKC is Communist Party of Keith Creel. Oh man, that's a good one. I like that. I dig it. Communist. So I'm assuming he's like the head honcho of CP, right? CSX, how yesterday's freight moved next week. Oh man, y'all are unloading on them now. 3B crews based out of Selma. 3B crews are to Birmingham. SM crews to Mobile. Okay. Dasher, what's up, dude? Good to see you, man. He says paper mill gossip is bad as well, too. You'll find it in most large industries with old hat. Oh, yeah. Old heads love to gossip. They would tell us young guys all kind of wild tales, right? Like me telling y'all yesterday about the conductor that asked the train master if he wanted to put his pants on over the radio. Line U Rail fan is CSX M&M sub. It'd be great for Run 8. I know it was in MSTS. That was in MSTS back in the day. I remember that. Absolutely. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going here. So a lot of steel industry stuff out here. I think they do a lot of pipe around Birmingham, right? Some kind of lumber yard here. That's cool. Lumber yard. We're at milepost 1. What's up, guys? Are we back? Are we back? Are we good? Hello, hello. It just kind of froze up on me for a second, then came back. I think, yeah, we're having some internet problems too here. There we go. I think we're good now. Yes, we're back. We're back. Jason Webb, what's up, dude? Yeah, this like the chat just said like everyone. The chat right now is I'm
a genetic freak and I'm not normal.
The chat's just like going crazy. It's like 30 chats all at one time. Let me catch up. Yeah, same here. Huh? Oh, Hoosier, welcome. Welcome, Hoosier. Brand new member there. Hoosier joined the members club. The super elite Spur members club. There we go. I just got, okay, we got the alert like comes way after. It's delayed. That's thanks to Streamlabs. You can thank Streamlabs for that delay there. Anyway, welcome, Hoosier. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Got us a whole bunch of new members today. Yes, we're back. It was dicey there for a second, but we're back. Are you able to get me a Discord, an updated Discord? Yes, I need to do that. I gotta get my login back to Discord. Like I gotta log back in and get it, and then I'll make a post or something to get everyone to it. Brian says, "There's my buddy Jason Webb." Yes, Jason is from High Rail Simulations. We do the Fitzgerald sub and the Waycross route, the Waycross Rice Yard, A-line. Hoosier says, my fault. I joined, immediately broke the stream. I was just bragging on my internet. I was like, we got a gig up and a gig down. Rock solid. It's like, nope. Let's stop working for a bit. We're back. Yes, we're good. Yes, we're gonna do more emojis too. The 901 is now a member. We got another member, the 901. I appreciate it, guys. Thanks so much. If you go to Google, type in NS Alabama Division timetable, it has everything on. I've been looking while you're online. That's cool. Yeah, I need to go hit that up. I need to hit up timetables. I need to hit up Google Earth. I need to hit up maps. Open Railway Map is a good one to kind of give you an idea of like where things go, right? And it labels all the subdivisions and stuff. So it's pretty cool. Yes, everyone jumping on board the Super Elite Members Club. If you got to check out the bowl at Norris, this isn't mine, but it's totally yes, the yard. We looked at the yard. That's where we started. It looks amazing. It really does. It really does. They did a really good job. Hoosier says he's on his potato PC at the kitchen, not his gaming rig in the game room. NWF says he's an editor of the Open Railway Map. I like the Open Railway Map. It's really good. A good way to kind of visualize things, and it spells it all out for Spur, so I know exactly what's going on, right? As soon as you get logged in on your Discord, I'll send as much stuff as you can, timetables and maps. Okay, that sounds good. John says a couple of the guys wrote some cool PDFs about the route in the user guide. Okay, we'll have to check that out. We got a new subscriber, Nolatron. Welcome. Welcome, new sub. Hang on, the chat's moving. Jason loves Open Railway Map. I bet you do, dude. I bet you do. It helps flesh stuff out. All right, so we're at milepost 162. We got this nice triple track here for some reason. I don't know. Oh, this is cool. Oh, this is Vance, right? Is this Vance? Is this down around Vance? The what is it, Mercedes down there? Is that what they do? I just jumped it. I just like dove straight into this. I didn't look at anything. You know, Spur doesn't like looking or reading instructions or directions or anything like that. You can ask Mrs. Spur. I don't like anything to do with instructions. Certified editor of OSM. Jocelyn and Orm. Nice. That's cool. I didn't even know like you could do that. I didn't know that was a thing. A big 33-page Stephen King novel on this route. Just snagged it. Nice. Okay, so you got plenty of reading material to like refresh yourself on what's going on. Green Bean says I use ORM as well too. Yeah, that's a really nice thing to like if you're a rail fan to have to be able to look at. I like maps, period. Like I just look at maps. I like maps. I like looking at old maps, current maps. Who remembers Terra Server back in the day from Microsoft? The OG satellite images. Who remembers that? Like it has come so far since the Terra Server days, right? This says RTFM. You lost me on that, dude. I don't. What is RTFM? I'm having a brain fart. If that's something I should know, I don't. We need some more NS power for Run 8. NS power would be nice. We need some high hood units. Some high hood SD42s or something would be awesome, right? But if people ask me in another stream if I'd ever worked on NS units, and we did when I worked the paper mill job, we always had a high hood NS GP38. Brian just joined the members club. We got another member for the Super Elite Members Club. Brian, I appreciate it, man. Thanks so much. Well, I'll be working on some more emojis. The more people that join, the more emojis we get to have. I'm already working on some. I've got to work on some more now. RTFM means read the effing manual. I don't read, dude. You know I don't read manuals. I don't read manuals. Okay, let me catch back up. Chat's just like rolling, man. You guys are awesome. It's just going. Like more NS power, absolutely. I'd be all about that. SD high hood SD42 would be really cool. I like the high hood GP38s for really nice. Like I said, we always ran from that locomotive. We'd have the B30-7 with it from CSX, but we always ran from the NS stuff. All right, you NS guys, do y'all still use buckets? Y'all have actual legit bathrooms now. Back in the day, I don't know if some of you guys know this, but back in the day, they used buckets. Buckets with bag, right? Buckets with bags. Like, when did that stop? There was a bucket with a seat on it, and you pooped in the bucket, right? Like, you didn't pee in the bucket. You pee off the side, right? Pee off the side somewhere private, but you poop in the bucket if you got to. If you got to take a dump, you go in the bucket, and then you bag it up and dispose of it. I got a story about that in a bit. It just said, I just tried your Discord. It says invalid invite. Yeah, it's an old invite that timed out. It was supposed to be like perpetual, but that didn't work. And now I got to get another one. I'm not I don't know much about Discord, guys. Like, I'm the worst Discord person ever. Darren's got to go. Everyone have a great day. Keep them green, the signals, that is. All right, Darren, I appreciate you, man. The OG member right there. Spur, how do you like the CSX, the Run 8 CSX routes? Says Blaine. I love him. They're like, the Fitzgerald is one of my favorites as far as like running it. It's a really like super challenging route to run. It's just like this, you know. I'll work on Mr. Spur to get that fixed. Yes, Mrs. Spur is my keeper. So if you need something actually done and Spur not to forget it, like, make Mrs. Spur aware of it. She will definitely not let me forget. Thus, his maps are awesome. I don't know why, but I can burn a lot of time looking at maps. I can too. Absolutely. Topo maps, any kind of map. I just like maps. I'm a map dude. Guess I should have become a map maker, right? Man, I just scroll chat and it's like a whole other like wall of text popped up. Let's see. I remember I may or may not have used MS Terrace server to map out a train hopping route in college for going Athens to Jacksonville for UGA, Florida a long time ago. Yeah, Terrace server. Who remembers that? The satellite image quality was crap. But I remember being fascinated by it. Welcome to the Elite Members Club, Brian. Yes, Brian is a member of the Elite Members Club. A high hood GP30 would be nice. Yes. All right, let's keep going south a little bit here. I don't want to linger too much. Let's keep. So the triple main here. Did someone say, was this Vance? Is this? I'm assuming this is Vance right here. A standard cab dash. I would like to see Spartan cab dash 8s. I think that would be really cool. Those things were complete and total trash What's that, Spur? McCalla. Okay, McCalla, Alabama. It's McCalla. Okay, what's that, McCalla? Is that just a ramp they have over there? Is that like the NS Birmingham ramp? Got the bathrooms and still piss off the side of the engine. Yes, please tell me you're joking. Bucket, that's disgusting. Yes, Maverick, back in the day, NS used to have buckets on their engines. In fact, there was a really big deal about this. So this is the story I was going to tell you. This was told to me by the engineer that I worked with that was ex-NS, right? So they used to have these buckets on the cab, and you put a bag in it, and you sit on it, and you would do your business, right? Well, you do it on the second out engine. Like, you wouldn't do it in the lead engine with everyone just sitting there with you, right? Like, you would go back to one of the other engines and do your business, right? So they had a crew of one of the guys took the bucket on the second out engine and he took a dump in it, and he took the bag and he tied it off. And this was on the CG line between Birmingham and Columbus. They went over a really super high bridge, and I can't remember what body of water this bridge was over, right? But it was like way super high, like a big bridge. He waited till they got on that bridge, and he took that bag of shit basically and threw it off the locomotive into the water. What he didn't realize was that there was a game warden boat down below in the water, and he scored a direct hit on that boat with the bag of shit. Like, you couldn't, if he had had a bomb sight, he couldn't have landed it more accurate than that. So then NS supposedly got in a whole, literally a crap load of trouble with the game warden. Like, it was a whole big thing. It was a whole big thing. I want to say that happened like in the 80s. The 80s or the like early 90s, something like that. But yeah, they threw the poop off the locomotive and it landed on a game warden boat down below. So I'd imagine like the EPA and like every government agency that they could attract probably like made a beeline for the NS, right? The video is frozen for a bit for you. It looks good for me now, like other than that one hiccup I had. John Greenstone says you could do a particle effect while your avatar is on the long hood walkway. In other words, when you're peeing off the side of the locomotive, they could have like maybe little yellow sparkles as you go by, like little water droplets. That would be the most detailed sim ever in the history of railroading, right? Being able to pee off the side of the locomotive. Don't pee in the corner either. Like, okay, where the back of the cab connects to the long hood, right, on the engineer side, so you go out the back door. I've heard some guys like peeing in the corner right there, and what happens is the wind comes off the cab and it forms a little swirly right there, like with the way the locomotive is streamlined, right? Like on an old EMD, there would be a little swirly right there. If you're going fast enough, needless to say, you would get your legs coated with pee. YouTube's going to hate me today. Like, they're totally going to demonetize this stream because like, it's not me, it's you guys. Y'all nasty. Why are y'all talking about all this bathroom stuff? If they eventually expand to Chattanooga or the East End to Atlanta, I'll squeal with glee like a little girl. I fan both those lines so much. That's cool, Ronaldo. Hey, welcome. I don't know if I shouted you out, but welcome. What a story to come back to, right, Dasher? It's a good one. It's a railroad tale. I can't say like with 100% certainty that is 100% true, but that's what I was told that it happened, and it's gotten a lot of trouble over that. They done pissed the game wardens off, throwing poop on their boat. And of course, you know, the game warden probably thought he did it on purpose, and the dude just randomly threw it off like he didn't know. When I was a kid, when I went rail freighting, one time I saw a conductor pissing off the side of a Jeebo at 50 miles an hour. Yeah, that's what you do. Yeah, you pee off the side. You don't pee in it. No. Right, really don't even poop on them if you can't. Like, if you can hold it or go to Another unit, right? Another unit further back. And the consist, Renorex were always good. They're always full of poop. Like everyone pooped into Renorex. Joseph Fugate says, congratulations on your wedding anniversary. Yes, it is coming up in a few days. John says, I mean, we had the disco car. Why not simulate railroader relief too? Dude, I'm scared that might actually happen. That may actually become a thing in railroad in Run 8. Like, I wouldn't be surprised. That had to be one angry game warden. I bet they were pissed off. I bet they were. But you can only go piss off the engine after a certain amount of time. Spur knows what from experience. What's that, Mrs. Spur? What I know from experience? Use the bottle and dump it into ballast when the train slows. Yeah, that could be the little bottles. Plastic Folgers can works good. Don't see any trains running. We'll get to it in a minute. We're checking out the route. Brandon, we'll be in something in a minute here. Go to the further back engine. Yes, McJacko got shot with a salt pellet gun from a C&W signal maintainer driving down the tracks while I was crossing the middle of the... Really? A signal maintainer shot you with a salt pellet gun? Really? Man. Okay, so Newell. We're here at Newell. This is where the single main starts. Coming out of here. Candy Hill defect detector. See what else we got. Another place for like pipe. Man, that looks like a decent little grade right here. You can kind of see it. You can see it topping out right there. What is the, does anyone know what the max grade is on this line? Like, what is the ruling grade? I would imagine, I don't know for sure, but I probably would think 1% is it unheard of. Woodstock, there we go, Woodstock. I guess it's going to be a siding. Oh, wow, look at this place. That is really cool how everything is like built into the side of the hill here. Got the retaining wall. Looks like someone's got a garden out here beside it. That is a really super nice detail, guys. Yeah, they got their garden out here, like they're growing stuff. We'll set them some mater plants out here. This is a nice little area. Like I'm thoroughly impressed with this, the way it kind of goes up the hillside here. Yes. Yeah, I agree with you on that, NWF. Yeah, that was... I'm kind of surprised. Viper says, I just go before I leave home. Avoid locomotive toilets at all costs. Dude, I went dead. I was on duty for 16 hours one day because I guess they forgot about us, right? Like they're supposed to send us a taxi and get us, and had to sit forever waiting. So it says, Run 8 NS Pittsburgh line should be updating and adding on. I don't know if that's true. Yeah, I have no clue on that, dude. Your guess is as good as mine. There's like lots of stuff in here, though. Lots of gons of pipe. Cool area here with the ground. I like the ground texture. Got a little grass, a little dirt. Got that Alabama red clay, right? Like Georgia red clay. Hoosier says, getting shot in the rump with a 12 gauge full of rock salt burns like hell. Ask me how I know. Oh, yeah, I can imagine. Renee says there's 11 locals on this 85-mile route. 11 locals. That's crazy. That's a lot. Man, that's a lot. Okay, Vance. All right, that's the track. Okay, Vance there. We got to be getting to the Mercedes plan, right? Drunk Sandtower was climbing the roundhouse. Oh no. They were laying gas transmission lines out there for a while. They had pipe unit trains. We had some pipe unit trains back when I worked for CSX in the early 2000s. I don't know where they were going, but we ran a lot of pipe. And what? I don't think they were unit trains. I think we just had a lot of like big cuts of pipe in some of the trains. This is a nice area here. Yeah, this is pretty cool here. Like some kind of lumber place, right? It almost kind of reminds me of like a Georgia Pacific or something. They got the office. Man, that's a big place, right? It's like they got set, like, was that rock or something, I guess, to keep the erosion down, maybe? All right, let's keep going. Going by Vance Detector now. Someone, they doing road work. They got their barrels out here. They took that from Texas, right? Got all the barrels out. Mercedes, here we go. So we got a CP point called Mercedes. That's cool. Man, this is nice too. Another nice little roadwork detail here. I like signs. Signs are cool. So this is Mercedes, guys. This is Mercedes plant out here. Here you go. Where they load. I guess they run unit trains out of here, right? Does it go anywhere else? Oh yeah, it does. And it goes way back in here. Wow, that first little bit you see doesn't even like scratch the surface. They got the test track too. That's cool. Texture improvements, what this sim really needed. Industries look really, really good. Yeah, they do. Yeah, the industries look. Was that a crew change point back there? I don't think so. I think that was just an office building for that plant, whatever that place is. Says John Greenstone, you're still here. I was going to tell you that switches leading up to the hump in Norris are all hand throw switches. The ones on the inbound side at Irondale Junction are done by the tower. So it's like a mixture of hand throw and power switches. CSX has, Newcastle has a whole unit pipe train to go somewhere in Ohio. Usually has UP power. Andrew Ryback says, in Canada, we have 2 seasons, winter and construction pylon season, right? The pylons are in season, right? Yeah, I think we do here. It's perpetual road construction everywhere in Texas. Like, it really just is. All right, so that's cool. 1 CP back there. On the north is Mercedes, and then the one on the south is called Benz. That's pretty slick. There you go. That's Mercedes Advance. I think Nick Saban has some Mercedes dealerships around there, right? Like, I think he has a few. I thought his son ran one of them. Maybe they at least have one. All right, milepost 182. Some kind of I don't know what this place is. It's like they do coal here, right? Oh, the NS hoppers, right? Looks like they truck coal in and load it here, maybe like a few cars at a time, nothing major. That's cool though. I like that. I plan on doing some railroader tomorrow, but we're absolutely going to be running this, guys. Like, if nothing happens and I get to throw the stream up, we'll be running this. I don't know if we're going to be able to today because I got to go get the kids after a while. This place called coaling. Yeah, you wouldn't think there would be coal down here in this part of Alabama, in the western part of the state, but there absolutely is. Like I said, they had those big Jim Walter mines over there that actually loaded coal, like unit coal trains went out of there. $394 and $395 are the trains for Mercedes. They run to Brunswick, Georgia. Are those like export cars? John says switches were done that way for AI humping to work right. You can always right click on the DS and unlock them to make them manual. Spur says, aight. Ronaldo says orange construction barrel is a North Carolina state flower. Dude, I totally feel you. I totally feel you on that. We've been looking at a lot of those barrels here in town in the state of Texas. Here goes Spur dropping our Texas emojis there. Lone Star. Brandon Peck, welcome to the members club, dude. Thanks so much. I appreciate it. We got another member, man. Another member today. I'm going to have to hit y'all with a genetic freak.
I'm a genetic freak, and I'm not normal.
Right. You guys are just blowing it up today. Everyone's joined the super elite members club. Miss Spur is going to be stepping away. She'll be around, though. She'll be around. She just won't be at her PC. There won't be anyone here to keep me in line, guys. He said she's still going to keep me in line. The next signal you come to are for Tuscaloosa. So we got Coling and Fleming. That's kind of foreign to me, like how a siding, each CP point on a siding has its own name, and I don't know if that's considered a siding or if that's like double track since it's different names. But like all ours were just the siding, right? North end, south end. John sounds good. Who's speaking Taiwanese? Ronaldo says that part of Alabama has had a lot of coal, iron, coal, and limestone, which is why the steel industry took off. You're absolutely right. I remember going through Birmingham back in the day when I was a kid, when I was like really, really super young, and it smelled like that was the nastiest, dirtiest town ever. Birmingham, like way back in the day. It stunk so bad because of all the steel industry that was going on. NWF just joined as well too. Members Club, brand new member to the elite members club. Got another member. Chili Boy says, Spur, what is your favorite Emerge NYC FDNY spare? Dude, I couldn't even tell, like the spares, I honestly couldn't tell you. I like the ladder truck with the bull horns on it. I think that's super cool because it's unique, right? Train Shane says, be careful coming in Tuscaloosa. A lot of upset people jealous of the horns. Really? Oh, NCFP, right? Okay, I got you. I didn't watch football this year, dude. I couldn't tell you anything about it. Like, I did my little dude in Road to Glory, which I need to finish in College Football 25, but like that's the extent of my football. The extent of my football. Yes, everyone's blowing up the members club. I appreciate it, guys. Thanks so much. Some areas have north-south in labels at east-west, but areas with signs typically have names on signals. That's cool. There's a lot of industry along this route. Like, I'm kind of surprised once you get out of Birmingham, like how much stuff there is. There we go. We're getting into some Southern Pines there, right? We're at, okay, this isn't labeled. This is 189.1. Oh, this is cool. It's like a scrapyard or like something where you can pick cars, right? I like the red dirt. The red dirt looks really good. You can pick cars. Go down there and get what you need. Your favorite is engine 78 spare, ladder 75 spare. Maverick says, gotta run Spur. Take it easy. Later chat. All right, Maverick. Hope you have a good day. If you work, and be safe out there. Hopefully you can get released from the CN soon enough. Dasher says, I remember that smell. You could tell if you were close to Birmingham by the smell. Yeah, you're right, dude. It absolutely had a smell to it. It sure did. Ronaldo says, yep, dirty Rust Belt city in the deep south. Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're right. Yeah, Birmingham's come a long ways over the years. It's nothing like what it used to be. At least it wasn't for a while. I don't know, but like, yeah, it was a nasty city for a long time. So what route would you like to see in Run 8? Dude, there's tons. There's so many routes. You know, we talked about this for Railroader, but Clinchfield would be a good one. I'd like to see the Lineville sub because that was one that I worked on a lot back in the day. The A line up the coast towards Richmond and Washington, D.C. would be a good one. Of course, going to Tampa, I think Jason's working on or has plans to do that at some point. I won't say he's working on it now, but I think he wants to eventually get down to Tampa, which would be a really good one. Bone Valley, like I'm a fan of the Bone Valley because it's like a huge branch line area, and you're mining phosphate and the Panhandle sub in the Texas Panhandle on BNSF, high speed, like wide open 70-mile-an-hour running. Hoosier says Chicago South Side smell. What's up, Patrick? Thanks for the sub, dude. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Welcome to the channel. We're just checking out. We're kind of flying through the route and checking it out and shooting a breeze here. Let's keep going. Another nice area. Really nice. I dig it. Plenty of mobile homes and stuff out here. That looks really good. That does. That looks... I'm thoroughly impressed. Right, guys? What do y'all think about that? This is a nice little view there. Chicago South Side smell, right? Yeah, I'd imagine it's similar. Hoosier says we need a "What's wrong with you" emoji. We could, I might could do something with that. It says Bone Valley is the Florida business unit. Yes, there's a lot of stuff that goes on in the Bone Valley. At least back in the day, I don't know how it is now, but you had like phosphate trains, you had wet rock trains between like the mines and the processor. You had molten sulfur trains going down there for the process. You had freight trains going down there. Like there's actually a lot of traffic in and out of the Bone Valley. Then you had the phosphate that they shipped out at Rockport in Tampa. So like there's a lot of stuff going on down there. Jason, I think he has said he's going to do to Florence where 52, 53 have crew changes, and then hasn't officially said where he's going from there yet. This has got to keep you guessing, right? Yeah, they're going to keep you guessing. No-dos with the members club. Wow, that is absolutely awesome, guys. I appreciate it. No-dos joy. I'm going to have to like bust my butt on a ton of new emojis because you like so many members you get, like you get more emoji slots, right? So we're getting we're rapidly getting on up there. Spur's gonna have to be working like crazy the next few days. Andrew, what's up from Alaska? The Union Railroad would be great, says Damn Yankee. Patrick says, as a conductor on the Lineville sub, I'd be excited to see it. Yeah, I'd like to see the Lineville sub. Absolutely. I know it's changed a ton since I worked, right? Like, it's night and day. Like, it sucked. Lineville sub sucked when I worked because you could barely make it 100 miles in 12 hours. And then as soon as I quit, they start, like, adding in double track and sidings. Like, they added in multiple sidings. They added in double track. Like, they put all this money into infrastructure after. They're like, Spur quit. Let's bust out the money, everyone. Start working on the Lineville sub. Let's increase capacity so we can actually get some trains somewhere. Though they probably don't, though. It's probably the same. Anyway, thanks, No-Dos. I appreciate you, man. I think a commuter railroad like Metro would be a lot. Yeah, Metro would be fun. I would do a commuter road. If you want to smell something bad, drive through Decatur, Illinois with your windows down. You'll regret it. Dude, drive around some of these feedlots here in Texas Panhandle. They're no joke either. Tons of feedlots all over the place. A nice little country road here. I just wish the roads were labeled. I like that. Like, I'm a stickler on that. I really like labeled roads because, like I said, it just helps place me in the world a little more. You know, it's like it just helps flesh it out for me, you know. Oh, it's Jeff from Vegas. What's up, Jeff? Jeff is No-Dos. I think you've been on here before as No-Dos, actually. Worst 3 months I ever spent somewhere with the railroad other than the trades to St. Louis. That smell yard sucked. Live, what's up? Still gets congested. Is why 025, which would be the 120 and the 121 and 120 back in the day, been rerouted during the WNA sub through Chattanooga. You know, that was really common. Even when I worked, like sometimes those trains would go through Atlanta for a while, and sometimes they would go on the Birmingham side. And they told me back in the day it was something like when they had the Fitzgerald crews and they had their own crew change down there. It was something to do with an agreement that they had where, like, I don't know what it is now. It's not the same now, right? Because things are completely different. But they used to swap them back and forth all the time. Dodo says, I'm still getting abused on Railroader, right? Yeah. Railroader can definitely do that. New Jersey across from NYC, the Jersey Tollway smell, industrial central, right? Pretty much any highly industrialized area is going to stink like no tomorrow. It just does. It's another nice little area. I guess we're kind of getting into Tuscaloosa, right? Maybe getting down that way towards Tuscaloosa. Really cool area, though. I like that scene. Dasher, most of the fire hydrants in the city I work for are cast in Birmingham. That's cool. Chase, what's up? This is what's up, Spur. See, you got the memberships going. Yes, I did finally get the memberships going, Chase. Chase is the OG. I'll say that till, you know, from now on. Chase was the very first viewer I ever had chatting. Like, actually, I had 3 people. In the very first live stream I ever did, I had 3 people watching. 2 people, of course, weren't chatting. I don't even know if they're watching, right? I have no clue. Like, they were there, right? It was just 2 numbers. And Chase was chatting with me. He was the OG back years ago. You and Hella get lung cancer in some of these places. Yeah, that's true. This would be a great route for the Nathan P5. Yes, you're absolutely right, dude. I really want to high hood something. We need a high hood something. Run long hood forward. Long hood forward sucked. I mean, you guys run long hood forward. You guys are real life railroaders. You ever run long hood forward? I did once or twice on locals and it sucked. There has ADM and Tate and Lyle. Pretty curvy through here too. I'm kind of surprised by that. Like I said, if you new to the stream, right? This is area that I am zero familiarity with this route, so it's cool checking out. Apartment complexes there. That's cool. Honestly, like, I grew up in Alabama. Now, I was born in Texas, but I grew up in Alabama. And this is honestly like a part of Alabama that I'm just not really familiar with, period. Your family is from Tuscaloosa before they moved to Chicago a long time ago. That's cool, Chase. So, yeah, this is kind of down in that neck of the woods there. Eric, what's up, man? Says, how are you doing today? We're doing great, dude. Didn't plan on streaming, but we had to check this out. We absolutely had to check it out. Nice little subdivision here. It looks really, really good. Yeah, we got to have the right NS horn for this. Long hood forward sucks on the road. It's all right on locals depending on the type of engine. Yeah, I ran long hood forward on. We had a local that ran 70 miles and turned and went back. Like, so we had to run 70 miles long hood forward in a B30-7. And that sucked. That sucked. All the whistle posts, like my engineer absolutely insisted that I called out every whistle post that I saw. So he'd blow the horn, right? Like, he knew. He knew. I think he's just being a butt about it. Because I was really new when I did that. So every time we saw a whistle post, I'd be like, whistle post! And then he'd start blowing, right? Imagine working for a short line, running long hood forward every day for 12 hours a day. Yeah, I didn't care for it. It really kind of sucked. And that was on a little B30, and that thing was like all over the place too. It was like shimmying down the tracks. Yes, I love it because CO don't run long hood forward. Just slap a pair of ditch lights and go track speed. Hey, long hood forward in the wide bodies. The inverter cabinets blocked a good portion of my view, so it's truly a guessing game at times, right? Like maybe there's something out there. Maybe that bridge around the curve is there. It might be washed out. Like, who knows? Just guessing with it. Yeah, I never ran long hood forward with a wide cab. That would suck. Nope. It blows my mind to see people like working locals with wide cabs. I would be 100% on Run 8 myself right now, but I taxied to Macon at 8 this morning for a rest at the dorm. Oh, they deadheaded you. Their pool taxis 3 days a week for rest. Really? I remember one time I taxied to the away terminal and stayed there for like 20 hours. And then they taxied me back. I never even got on a train. Like, taxied out, taxied back. It was great. This is that great railroad management, right? They don't have a clue what's going on. I used to pick up truckloads of bacon in north central Indiana, get within 10 miles of plant. Everything smelled like a burning pig, burning pig hair and poop. If you look at Run 8 website, there are 2 new routes coming soon. What is it? Does it go into detail, NWF? We had a joke going to Chicago. Just outside the yard, there was a big drawbridge protected by a signal once. So once we went over the bridge, we say, that signal was green, right? Good good times. There's nothing like running down the tracks and looking at your engineer and be like, what signal are we running on? And he's like, I don't know. That happened every once in a while. It's kind of rare, right? But like, what we do? Oh, that's cool. It's like sandbags, right? Or is this rock? Is this like riprap? I bet it's riprap. I've seen sandbags done like this too, but look at the drainage ditch there. Another really nice little location, right? Like, it's very different. A greaser there. These things, those are ridiculous. These little greaser pads they put down, right? Anything that drips anything on the ground, they got to put a pad down now, right? Like locomotive spots, greasers. Like, is that really going to do anything? No, it just has slots. Okay, so it doesn't go into detail, it just has slots. Can't wait to see. 2 more, huh? We run 62 days, 63A, 2-3 days a week, and they have a day between running. So when 63A gets to Macon, they taxi home and then get Santa Cruz the next. Okay, I got you. PTC can't see over the drawbridge either, so you couldn't see if the signal was in fact green. Nice. Yeah, that sounds spicy. Eric. User said Chicago South Side always smell like rotting diapers. That's very descript. Very descript smell there. Alright, so what is this other track here? Is this the KCS? Because I'm assuming this is Tuscaloosa, right? We in Tuscaloosa? Good old Calumet Yard, landfill there. Yeah, I've never been to Chicago. I've been in Indiana before. I've never been to Illinois. When I was in Selma, the drawbridge in Jackson, we would turn off the lights at night. So back in the day, if the signal had been good but wasn't locked, they would see it coming and wouldn't blind the bridge operator. Okay, I got you. John says we only have 2 routes coming soon. Could have swore it was more. There you go. Could have swore it was more. More than dose. Question is it Trace? Is it Quattro? It's the ABS. This line over here is the ABS. What is the ABS? It's labeled as an IC main, but likely the KCS. Yes, KCS now Alba. So this is where Z-Man came up, right? I don't think Z-Man didn't come out of Meridian. He came from, was it Armory? Does the KCS go to Armory that way? What's up, USC Rebel Todd? Just subbed. Appreciate it, man. Got another sub. Was the KCS back in the... So it's not... The KCS isn't the KCS anymore. This tells you how out of touch I am, guys. Absolutely out of touch. Birmingham Rail Friends says, I run this route. I can provide any maps or anything needed. Can't wait to try it out. That is awesome, dude. Yeah, we've got some other people in here that have been on this route too. It blows my mind how many real life railroaders over here. I think it's a testament to Run 8. It really just is. Anyway, welcome, Birmingham. I don't know if I gave you a shout out, but welcome. We had another drawbridge going east at milepost RU. So when I called it clear RU out, the bridge operator would come over the radio and say, no, no, I'm in. Nice. Spur's famous now. No, I'm not famous. I'm nowhere near famous. But I appreciate it, guys. I appreciate everyone watching. East Alabama says, hey, JJ. So it's ABS, not KCS at that diamond. Alabama Southern. Okay. Okay, I think I remember something about that now, right? They did take over that part of the KCS, right? Oleander, what's up, dude? Good to see you in here. Y'all have to go check Oleander out. He's got lots of Run 8 content. Railroader, all that stuff. Yes, okay. Yeah, see, back in the day, it was KCS for me, so I like vividly remember the Z-Man. Like, I have dreams about the Z-Man, Z776 screwing my days up at night, or screwing my nights up, screwing my days up at night, right? Z-Man rolling up in town, messing everything up. Shoot, I got turned around. I don't know which way we're going now, guys. I looked around and now I don't... We're going this way? I think we're going this way, right? I don't remember a signal. Another nice area, though. KCS still sends transfers to Tuscaloosa. I remember Z-Man, when he came into Birmingham, too, it's always like, he always had like a crap load of GP40-2s and GP40s. Like, that's all I ever remember. He'd have like 6 or 8 of those things. I guess their locomotives were trash, right? And maybe they just threw a whole bunch on there to make sure some of them were still running by the time they got there. I don't know, but I remember him having a lot of 4-axle power on the Z-Man. That's what everyone called him. Even dispatcher, yardmaster, everyone called him Z-Man. Everyone knew Z-Man was Z776. ABS brings cars from KCS and then heads over to CSX on Mineral Sub. Okay. Oleander is the reason I got into Run 8. Yes, absolutely. Oleander's done a lot of stuff, a lot of good stuff over there. So definitely go check him out. He says, have you checked out Birmingham? Yes, I have. We did look at Birmingham briefly. It looks really good, dude. Birmingham is the area I'm familiar with because I work through there, and it's pretty much spot on. This is so cool. This is going to be such a fun little route to run. I can't wait. I absolutely can't wait to dive in on this. Look at this. Got Y here. Typical yard, right? Got all kind of stuff sitting around. Oh, this is neat. The drainage, like the concrete line drainage ditch here. What do you guys think of the detail? It looks good, right? It looks really good. I'm thoroughly impressed. KCS only crosses at KCS interlocking in Meridian, Mississippi. Do you have the NS Pittsburgh line? No, I do not. I do not have the NS Pittsburgh line. Ship Z will give your facing direction. You know, actually, that's a pretty good idea. Go back. Yeah, heading 252. That's right. So we know we're going to the southwest. We know we're pointing the right way. Anyway, thanks, Josh. Appreciate it, man. Good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing good. They didn't skimp on Billings. No, they did not. Yeah, Kirkwood says, yes, it does feel. It does look good. About to be at the station. This says, looks good for a train game. Yeah, it does. It does look good. Oh, here we go. I guess this is where Local's based out of, right? Oh, here's the station. All right. Nice. This is way cool. Tuscaloosa, Alabama. There you go. Old Glory. I just wonder what the grades are like. I need to look at a profile. Hoosier says, I have several CSX manuals in front of me right now. Midwest region, Louisville division, timetable, number 1 and 2, effective October 1st. I still got my old timetables. I got 90. Let's see. I was issued a 99 Atlanta. I got my 99 Atlanta. I got a 2003 Atlanta, a 2000 3. Jacksonville. I think I got a 2005 Jacksonville too. Maybe it's 2003 Jacksonville. There was a while I had to run without a timetable. Like you said, you're supposed to have all the documents you need, right? And they didn't have any for us. They didn't have any timetables to give us, right? So I went up to the I went and saw the trade master in Waycross up in the yard office, and I had him sign and on some of my papers or something that I was okay to go without a timetable, right? Because I didn't have a timetable. Because it's one of those deals, right? Where they say, hey, it's okay. You don't need a timetable. And then they walk up on the engine and ask you what you got, and then they get you, right? And it's your fault, right? There's Spur, will you ever get the NS Pittsburgh line and South Fork? Absolutely. I'm open to it. I just got to get around to it. I just haven't had a chance. It's just too much stuff, right? Birmingham Rail Fans is pretty accurate. Looks good on where Tuscaloosa Hill is steep on here, like real life. So is that like the ruling grade? It looks really, really good, guys. Look at here. Got some kind of power sitting here. Oh, is this is a diamond with the former KCS? Who big is the rail yard for NS? You talk about Norris in Birmingham? They have Norris in Birmingham. It looks really good. They did a good job on it. I don't know, is there a live camera feed of the NS CSX Diamond at Birmingham? Maybe they're at 13th Street. That'd be a good spot. NWF says he's got to head out. All right, NWF, I appreciate it, man. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time. I'll probably, if nothing happens, I'm going to be streaming tomorrow. We'll probably be streaming this actually again. Routes to AGS South. It's Birmingham, I guess down to Tuscaloosa. I don't know exactly where it ends. We're in Tuscaloosa right now. So this would go towards Meridian in that way. Ronaldo says Jacksonville State Gamecock here. I've been up there before. Been there a few times. I watched a few games up there back in the day. You want grades? NS Pittsburgh line has, yeah, it definitely has grades. Jesse, what's up? How you doing, man? Looks good. Looks good. Oh, this is a cool little area over here too. Oof, that was super fast. I don't know why I got so aggressive with that all of a sudden. Nice mix of grass and dirt there. Bam says he got his new truck rims yesterday. Nice. I'd love to have another truck. I haven't had a truck in ages. It'd be nice to have one. When you need it, right? It's nice to have one when you need it. We just got the remote control operating instruction manual trainee version. April 2004. There's a live stream. Mark Blum, what's up, man? How you doing? It's good to see you. It says there's a live stream at the Puzzle Switches in Birmingham. Yeah, we just looked at the Puzzle Switches a while back. Cool area. Robert says, it looks good. I have to start getting the East Coast stuff now. Yeah, it is. It's definitely really nice. Let's keep going. Looks like a water treatment plant. Yeah, that must be like the Tuscaloosa water treatment plant. I don't know what it is about railroads and water treatment and sewage disposal. Like they're hand in hand, right? Like that. Like if there's a sewage disposal place, a railroad goes by it. It never fails. It never fails. You go by. All right, here we go. I-20. Nice. I-20, the old school green girders, right? That's really typical for interstate bridges. It's like a some kind of access road or someone's hanging out down here. I wonder if they up to shenanigans or if they legit. I don't know. Used to see some shenanigans on little roads like that back in the day. People doing things they shouldn't supposed to be doing, or people wanting privacy. If you get my drift. People parking down there wanting privacy. Oh, nice. Got a lake over here. Oh, and a subdivision in the distance there. Whippy says, oops, I just accidentally went to the Run 8 website and hit buy. He's like, oh no. Oh no, he accidentally bought it. Dude, you won't regret it. It looks good. Can you play music from Journey? Not unless I want a copyright strike, like in a New York minute. YouTube don't play about that stuff. Trust me, I've gotten a few copyright strikes over music that I needed, like game music that I thought would be okay, and they get me. Like, that's why every time I play a game nowadays, I turn the music off. Like, you're guaranteed to get a copyright strike. Eric says, Brand, I used to work out at Mormon Terminal in Bellevue. Used to hate going through Fostoria because CSX made us wait. That's like NS made us wait in Birmingham at 13th Street because NS had control of the diamond, but they didn't always have the diamond. That diamond was originally in Louisville and Nashville. They were the first railroad. They had control of the diamond. You go, if you guys know your history, your railroad history, right? The L&N got in bad money shape, especially during the 70s. They needed money bad. They were hurting for money really bad. It's like coal was really starting to pick up for like power plants and stuff. The L&N didn't have enough locomotives, and what locomotives they had were crap, like all the Alcos and stuff. They're majority owned by the Seaboard Coastline. They said they needed locomotives, so what the Coastline did was they sent them all their Alcos too. So the Coastline got rid of all their crap locomotives and sent them to the L&N. So what happened is when L&N had the diamond, they were hurting for money, and that diamond had movable point frogs, which are like stupid expensive to maintain because the diamond's in a curve. So what they did is they went to the Southern, and the L&N said, you know what, we'll let you have control of the diamond as long as you incur, like you take on the cost of maintaining the diamond. You can have control of the diamond. You can have it all. And the Southern said, absolutely, we'll take it. That's how it became a Southern controlled diamond. And that's why Spur went dead, sitting at 13th Street many times, waiting on the NS to bring us through there. True story. That is true. Jesse says, gotta go by. All right, Jesse, have a good day, dude. Oleander says, according to a timetable, there's nothing over 1% or greater for more than 3 miles. So, yeah. It sounds like a lot of this, right? Which is fun. That's like my favorite kind of running is this, where you're like constantly working the throttle and the brakes and like blowing the horn and do it like you're doing all the things, right? William, what's up, dude? Welcome. Is this low? Railroads never built through the best part of town. You're right. You see the backside of a lot of the worst parts of things, right? You really do. You see the backside of everything on the railroad. All right, we're going by the detector. It's a Hardy, so we're just we're southwest of Tuscaloosa. It's like a sand place out here, right? Just looks like a car or two. It's like a rock or a sand place, maybe. The rock car they got there. Going by milepost 203, so 85 miles total. I'm assuming that's 85 miles of mainline running. Oh wow, look at the swamp here. Nice looking swamp. Oh, they all drive some steel to keep the bank from washing in. Yeah, I've seen that before on our railroad, right? You got the rock down in there filling it in. I've heard of them putting carpet under the tracks in like areas where they had mud, like mud holes, and mud would pump up through the ballast, right, from the weight. There's one spot where supposedly they dug all that out and they put a big roll of carpet down, like some kind of carpet or something to keep it from pumping up. They probably got like, this was like years and years ago. They probably got like different plastics and stuff that they can put down now. Fostoria, at least from what I was told, is theoretically a first come first served diamond, but CSX doesn't like to play that early, right? Yeah, it's CSX. 13th Street, I don't think it was first come first served. They may have supposed, like, I mean, that's like the neighborly thing to do when you're running railroads crossing each other. It should technically be first come, first serve everywhere, but it definitely isn't first come, first serve. That's a nice area through here. Let's keep going. Another little country road. What is this spot here? Milepost 206. More of those NS later, the late current day NS style signals, whatever those are. More trees here. It's like some kind of pine. The scraggly looking little pines. Dry bed. That's cool. What's this place? Abandoned, right? It's like there's nothing here. Oh, I don't know. I could put something back here. Got some kind of little yard there. What does this sign here say? For sale, 100 acre lots, WM Real Estate Group. That's a nice detail. Definitely see plenty of those in the southeast. Land sales. What else you got? Milepost 208. Eric said, that's why I went to a short line. Mr. Diddy, what's up, dude? Welcome. Better work-life balance. We're about to save money, right? Yeah, and on the short line, you're not just a number. Right, they actually care. Railroads don't care anymore, right? Like, they know they're going to replace you. You know, I don't think they value their employees nearly as much as they did back in the day. Like, I think back in the day, employees, they kind of looked at like an investment, and nowadays they don't. They'll get another batch, right? Like, because back in the day, it took you so long to move up. It took so long to get a conductor or an engineer because you had to be a fireman. You had to be a switchman. Like, you know, it just wasn't something that you just went into. You had to work your way up. And nowadays, you don't have to work your way up anymore. Like, they can fire you and get rid of, you know, get someone else. Right? I mean, am I wrong in that? Am I wrong in thinking that? Like, I feel like the railroads have realized and got to a point where their people are highly replaceable. You know, they can just run them through. Darth Vader. Yes, the Vader's green bean. You're right. Looks nice over here. There's another nice spot here. Little wide spot. I can't wait to check these grades out and see what they're like. See, I don't even know what trains to run. Like, what would be a good slot rate to run? More dirt roads. The rural crossing. I like the signals are approach lit. All right, so in other words, they won't light up until something's like in the block prior, right? How does that work? I couldn't tell you because I was always on the train, so they're always lit up for us, right? When they're approach lit. I think the block preceding and after or something, they would light up. But in other words, they wouldn't stay lit all the time. Guess they're trying to save their bulbs. A little road here, a little 25-mile-an-hour rural highway or rural streets. Moundville. Got some kind of industry out here. What do we got? Paint cars. Sweetener. Corn syrup, right? Some kind of sweetener. In this place right here, some boxes, some high cubes there. Mixed freight. Run a stack train, 60 miles. Is this a 60-mile-an-hour railroad? I didn't even think about that. What's the maximum authorized speed? Is it 60 on here? I don't know what. Oh, this is maybe a golf course? Maybe something like a golf course? I'm not sure. There'll be no signals on the CSX Pittsburgh line where approach lit. Yeah, that was really common. That was really common to have approach lit, especially on your intermediates, right? Like the CPs are not approach lit. You know, here. Oh, this is cool. They got the little like crossing guard. I guess it's to keep people just blowing right through here, like, and just not walking right out in front of them. That they made like a little maze, so you can't ride your bike just through there like full bore, right? You got to slow down a little bit. We've seen the TikToks from Great Britain of the gate going over the bike trail, and the people are like plowed, like they come down the hill like as fast as they can, and they don't realize the gate's closed. It's like an arm gate, right? They go into that thing like as fast as they can. I never worked for a railroad, but I grew up in the South and always saw a bunch of wood chip hoppers, Alabama and South Carolina. Oh yeah, wood chip hoppers back in the day. That was a thing, dude. Oh, it's another railroad. Another rail line over here, right? A signal. This is a signal maintainer area. Got them some spare signals sitting over there. Maybe it's just okay. I see it's just a branch. It's like it's a spur. I got it. What is this place right here? Oh, they got the signs. Okay. This is actual Moundville proper. That's cool. So we get a light out on the dwarf. Then there's a signal for the main. Yeah, I don't know anything about signal, like NS signal aspects. I have no clue. They're like route based, right? They're not speed based, they're route based. You see Pittsburgh, Lake Erie, searchlights, B&O, color positions, Pennsylvania position lights, C&O signals. Some kind of trade sitting down here. Looks like it's local, right? Another local. Let's see if it says who this is. Let's hit Control F8. A56. This is an A56 local, whoever that is. Pretty cool area out here. This almost kind of reminds me of a school. What else we got out here? We're at Powers. So the other end was Moundville. This is Powers. What train is this? This is going to be the 312. Of course, it got the UP power on it. Yeah, that's definitely very, very typical. This may be a good one to run sometime. This may be it right here, guys. You see a little bit of a sag in there, like looking down the train. It really kind of accentuates it. I imagine this route has a lot of hogbacks and sags and stuff in it. John says they're route based. I think they're just special enough that we had to set up a new system for them in the code. So okay, so these are basically is this a brand new signal system for this route? Is it new? NS signals are route based mostly. Well, back in early 2000s, 2020. Wow, so there you go. These were set up special for the game. Have to check them out. I remember when we ran NS trackage rights, we just ran until we saw red. And we ran like restricted speed everywhere. It didn't matter. It didn't matter if we were running on a clear. If we were running on a clear, we just crept along like no one had a clue. No one had a clue. Like, we just go until we see red, right? We used to run on NS in Atlanta and Birmingham. I only did Atlanta like through downtown once or twice, maybe. After that, I told them I wasn't qualified. They said, "You qualified to go through downtown?" I'm like, "Nope." I don't know anything about it. Never been there. Did you see the docs and user guide section? A few specific to this new route. Looks nice. Yeah, I had to, dude. We hadn't even dove into the documents yet. Intermodal and some freight, 60 mile an hour, 79 mile an hour for Amtrak. 3-hour run with no stops. Nice. It's gonna be a nice little run then. Not too bad. Well, CSX, I know White was restricting, right? Lunar, yeah, Lunar's restricting. Way back in the day during the coastline days, restricting was yellow. Okay, so you know, like on the CSX lines, how when you go in a siding that's a non-bonded siding, how to have the high signal and then a big gap in the lower signal. back in the day, instead of that signal being lunar for restricting, going, and deciding, it would be yellow. But because there was such a huge gap between the two heads, that's what signified that that was like a restricting and not like a medium approach going in. Like the position of the heads of the signals on the mast determined if it was restricting or if it was a medium. Red, red, yellow is restricting on his line. It's cool to go back to look at like some of the old, like super old Atlantic coastline aspects and the seaboard coastline and see how they changed to like current day CSX speed signals. Wasn't quite the same. There's some stuff, there was some commonality back in the day, but some of it was very different. It's kind of evolved over the years. All right, guys, here we go. Into the line. There you go. Milepost 219 into the line. There you go. Let's look at the dispatcher board real fast. What we got here. This is overall of it. Looks like 2 pages, right? Trying to figure out where we're at. All right, so this is 13th Street. South Alice. Okay, this is the Lineville sub. Okay, Boyles Terminal. All right, this is specifically Lineville sub right here. Okay. This is where you cross 13th Street. I think the NS call it 14th Street, right? Old Southern Signals. Expect to see a green E8 around every corner. Okay, so this is through downtown Birmingham here on the dispatcher's board. This is coming from like Birmingham and Manchester. Coming up the Lineville sub. It's not the Lineville sub, it's the SNNA South. That's labeled a little, it's a little off right there. Actually, I'm trying to think. Back in the day, Boyles Terminal started, I want to say it started at this place called Grace's. Grace's was the end of the double track, and it was just north of Parkwood. Of course, it's all double track now. They extended it from Grace's to Parkwood the way it originally was. Like way back in the day, it was double track, and then they ripped it out, and then they decided that they messed up ripping it out, and they put it back in because, you know, railroads do that. They rip stuff out, and then they put it back in later. So, yeah, this is SNNA South or Lineville sub. Either one. You go down to Parkwood, line splits. One line goes to Manchester, other line goes to Montgomery. Come up through Magella here. You got South Alice. There was a place over here. What did we call that place? That was a spot that we always called the mainline yardmaster. And he would tell you if you're good to come by Green Springs Road, because Green Springs Road was like right here at the south end of South Alice Yard. What was that place? Spalding Mine. Spalding Mine is what there's this old abandoned like iron ore mine on the side of a hill. You'd go by there and you call it mainline. Then he'd tell you if you could come on to Boyles or if you had to sit and wait. If he didn't tell you anything, then you couldn't go by Green Springs Road. You got South Alice here. That's where the coal trains used to sit. Sometimes we put slot freights there every once in a while. Not very often, though. Downtown Amtrak here. 24th Street. Crossing 27th Street. So yeah, this is the CSX stuff here. This is the NS stuff. Man, it's like a puzzle, right? This is the ATN. The Woodlawn. 32nd Street. So I'm trying to think. This looks like it's almost kind of flip-flop. Like I'm trying to read this. I'm not that familiar with it anyway. Like, I'm trying to read this and figure out exactly. It's all Boyles till Parkwood now, really? Okay, yeah. Back in the day, it went to Grace's. I'm almost certain it went to Grace's. I don't know if Grace's is even there anymore. It may be gone. Maps look like circuit diagrams to me. Yeah, it kind of looks like circuit diagrams to me, honestly, because I'm just not that familiar with it. Mr. EKG says, I don't understand the choice on this sub. I hope they connect more subs together. It'd be nice to run the whole transcon. Yeah, I think, like, you know, if they want to branch off to like completely different things, there's going to have to be like some breaks in the system, right? Like they can't have maybe eventually they could connect it. Like they could absolutely connect this right here to Manchester. All it is 200 miles. There you go. 200 miles, line will sub. Put you in at Manchester, right? So Woodlawn is over there towards Norris. Like I would think, like it looks kind of reversed to me. There's okay, yeah, it is. It is. Like I would think that it would be like right to left instead of left to right, but that's probably just me being weird about it. Like something is kind of confusing to me a little bit. But so all right, so this is coming out of Woodlawn Junction, 32nd Street. 27. This would be like the puzzle switches right here. This do they have the NA sub going up to Sheffield? Yeah, BNSF East Thomas Yard. We didn't even look at that, guys. We need to go check that out. Is that there? Is this because they have a couple of guys that live in that part of the country and they want to build it, so they built it? Yeah, there you go. No better reason than that. I mean, why not? I mean, like I said, it'd be nice to have everything connected, but like realistically, that can't be a thing, right? Like unless you want to keep everything in the same area. But if you want to eventually branch out to like other areas and get to new areas, they won't be connected, you know? So yeah, okay. Absolutely remember this. So you come around here to 24th Street, and this is the track that we took going towards East Thomas. When I was talking about trackage rights on the NS. In fact, there were some dudes. They had a couch out here and like some chairs. They lived under this bridge all the time. They were there all the time. There's like 3 dudes right here. So you come around here super slow, and then we get on the NS. This is where the old Birmingham Union Terminal was at. A gorgeous, huge building. The passenger station here got tore down when they did the interstate. Union Terminal was right over here. This is dead on, guys. Like this is pretty much exactly the way I remember it as far as all the tracks and stuff. So we come around through here like this. Oh, surely this doesn't go to East Thomas, does it? Did they take this all the way to East Thomas? Dead on. Only thing is they need the blue star. There was a hospital over here. I think it was Caraway or something. They had a big blue star on top of this hospital, and I want to say it used to rotate, right? Did it? I think it rotated. There was something about it. I think it did. But Grace's is an intermediate signal now. What Chase says the best train spotting spot. What is that, Chase? What's the best? What do you think is the best train spotting spot? Meridian to Shreveport to Dallas, and then to SoCal. Anything is possible. Yeah, they did. I've read some stuff about the KCS running. They had a junction north of Dallas. It was like in the middle of nowhere, where they used to hand trains off. It was like on a Y or something. This is like way back in the day, like in the 90s. The tracks on the right at 2nd Avenue, not there. Yes, that goes East Thomas. Oh, under the bridge, did you say that? Yeah, those dudes were there all the time, literally. Like, they were there all... There was always people under that bridge. What's up? GRE got another sub. Thanks, man. Thanks for joining in. Yeah, okay, so here's where you would swing around to East Thomas here. What does these signs say? No trespassing, BNSF. This was there was a back way we could go to East Thomas from Boyles. I never went that way. I always told them I wasn't qualified. Like, we always went through downtown, but I want to say there used to be a crossing down here. It looks like they got the crossing out, but I want to say that you could go down that way. Okay, here's the track. The seniors run out. Maybe they got East Thomas. No, they don't. They got the, okay, they got the lead, like the lead into East Thomas. But right here would be East Thomas Yard. Big yard. You go right down the middle of it. It had two sides to it. It had the IC side and the BN side is what we call it, right? Intermodal stuff was on the IC side to the right. BN stuff was all the slot freight to the left. Mark says, Yara East Thomas isn't modeled, but the track is there for BNSF transport. That's cool. Yes, I've been down here many times. In fact, there was a spot. It was really grown up through here. It was like through the woods, and the trees are all grown up over it. And there was a spot. You pop out of the woods, and there's a road crossing, and there was an abandoned service station over on the left, right? And I remember us going through there late at night one night, and that parking lot was lit up with street lights. And there were two dudes in that parking lot. This was like at 2 a.m, right? Two dudes in that parking lot beating the hell out of each other, like legit boxing. I'm not talking about like rolling around on the ground and wrestling and stuff. I'm like, these dudes were wearing each other's noggins out, like boxing in that parking lot, like the most random thing that you could ever see in the middle of the night, right? Like you railroad guys, y'all could vouch for the random stuff that you see, like just wild things that these two dudes were like literally wearing each other out. Like I said, they were boxing. I'll never forget that. Like because we go through here like 10 miles an hour, right? And I remember us just going through there, just like slowly rolling by and watching these two dudes just like box the hell out of each other in that parking lot. East Alabama says being an IC side, pretty cool. Still there, nice. Yeah, we're to be an IC side. Yeah, back in the day, they used to do. There used to be an intermodal ramp there. They did auto racks and intermodal. There, it was pretty cool. Pretty cool, nice. Yeah, this definitely brings back memories. I remember this line. I never went down this route. I don't know what that route was for. We always came down these mains. Always. I just the big thing that jumps out to me about coming this way was that I want to say it was Caraway Medical Center. They had that big blue star that rotated out here somewhere. Like I've sat and just like watched that thing, you know, just nothing else. He said that gas station is still there. Really? You know the place I'm talking about, dude? It's over on the left there. I want to say it was abandoned when I worked through there, but yeah, those dudes were just like, man, they were going at it big time. I guess they had a disagreement and they decided to just like take care of business like men in that parking lot at 2 a.m. Like I said, they were legit fighting. They weren't like being punks about it, you know, like they were legit boxing. And they didn't have boxing gloves on. Caraway Hospital, almost ground zero now, really? So I was right. It's Caraway. You know what I'm talking about? They still have the star. They still have the star out there. The star on top of it. It's like a blue out. I think it was like a blue outline of a star, maybe on top of the building. Okay, back. We'll go back to Norris. People were asking about Norris. All right, so this is the route to Boyles. I want to say this signal here, was this East Birmingham? Do y'all still have that signal, East Birmingham? Right, I think that was called East Birmingham. I could be wrong. I'm really fuzzy on that. Like, this is definitely like, it's just a little bit filled in here. It's not much. I think there's some kind of pipe place or something over there. And then on up here was, what was that place? The place we used to swap out a lot was called Mary Lee. It was right there at the yard. Well, of course, Boyles is ripped out now, right? Gosselin now. I want to say East Alabama. I think we called it East Birmingham going north, but we called it Gosselin going south. I think so. I think we call it one direction. We call it one thing, and the other direction we call it something else. I think I remember those. We had a Gosselin too. I remember getting on trains at Gosselin. I remember getting on a coal train down there one day. All right, so yeah, this is the NS line to Sheffield, Alabama. It joins in here at 27th Street. This is a puzzle switches. Hope to see more connections as well, so I'll keep buying. Absolutely. I mean, if they didn't connect, you know, like I said, realistically, not everything can connect, but if there's a way to teleport or like, I mean, you can always save the train and reload it. Like there's ways around it, right? Like you could hopscotch across the country, I guess, if you wanted to. You could take a train and like, you can take it off the NS, put BNSF power on it, and then take it on to the West Coast, maybe. Gilster Mary Lee. What's that, Hoosier? Wonder if it'll spawn a Y130 that goes to Norris from Boyles. You know, I don't ever remember being any kind of interchange running from CSX to NS. Like, I am completely blanked out on that. I remember the BNSF job. Here's somewhere. Yeah, this is in fact, this is a BNSF job right here. This is TNS01. Yes, okay. Yeah, all right. I didn't spot. There's a crew. That's where we used to get on and off the trains at Boyles. Is a spot. There's a few spots there, but Mary Lee was like, they call it Vanderbilt Road. But I want to say the signals there were called Mary Lee, and that's like 121. Like that's where he pulled down to. He pulled down to Mary Lee. You'd get on the train there and then go. They had another spot further up the yard on the main that's called Cedar Street. We used to swap out. Like if you're bringing a train in to Boyles, but you weren't going into the yard, a lot of times they would have you pull down to Cedar Street and you would swap at Cedar Street. These guys probably know what I'm talking about. Bart Blum says yes on the Y130. East Alabama says he hates dealing with the NS Yardmaster. Really? Is he not very nice? Hoosier says I've been to Gilster, Mary Lee. That's cool. So yeah, this area here is the puzzle switches. Like I said, back in the day, they had a little like a one-story yard tower deal here somewhere. It was somewhere in here. I never went down through here, but I've seen. I'm aware of it. We'll say that I was aware of it. He's an a-hole to you, yeah. That's any. You know, that's one the major props I give to the BNSF Yardmaster. He was always very nice to us. He was always very accommodating. Only dealt with the NS Yardmaster once. Haven't gone back since. So no. All right, guys, it's about time for me to go pick the kids up. Let's go look at Norris really super fast as we close out, as we wind this up, guys. Thanks everyone for joining. I really appreciate all of you, everyone, the new members. Everyone that joined the members club, thank you very much. I really appreciate you guys. Everyone has subbed. Everyone has hung out with me and watched. Okay, yeah, this is the CSX line that used to go to Atlanta. It like back in the day, it went to Gadsden because it was ripped out, right? All right, here we go, guys. Norris, receiving yard. West forwarding yard, so they got multiple forwarding yards. That's cool. Back this way, it'd be towards the CFG, towards Columbus, Georgia. That way, what is that? The P line, right? Here's the bowl. This is a legit bowl, right? Like, I don't think this is compressed any at all, right? It's not compressed at all, guys. I don't think it doesn't look like it. It looks like it's legit. The whole thing, right? The whole 9 yards. There you go, guys. All right, that's going to do it, guys. Hope y'all have a great rest of your day. I'll try to be on tomorrow. I don't like, unless something happens, we'll probably run this route tomorrow. We had to change the plans this week, right? Love all of you. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe if you haven't. And we'll catch you guys next time. Peace.